Okay.
Okay, so first you take your fabric and you lay it so it looks like a big square, and you go 3 inches in from each side, and you put a pin.
All right, that takes care of 6, and you've got 2 inches in the middle.
So then this will be where your gap is in between. So you want to sew from here to here, back stitch on both ends, then don't sew this, and then sew from here to here, back stitch, so you'll have a gap.
Can you sort of show me what you did?
Okay, so then once it should end up like this, and I just go where I sew here, and then I just lift up the needle so it misses this whole part in the middle. So it should look like this.
Oh, yeah, that's better. Yep.
So then you put your fabric and you pull it, so it was like this, and now you pull it like this,
Okay.
and then you iron it flat and open up these seams and iron those flat as well. Like open up like this.
Gotcha. Okay.
With the
Yeah.
seam open. And then the hole will still be here, but it should be ironed flat. Take your 2 7-inch elastics, or if you need bigger, if like the person's just to fit their face, normal is 7. Then you take your elastic piece and you put it inside the fabric, and you take this corner and you put it in this corner of the fabric.
So the bulk of your elastic is inside of it?
Yes, it's in the corner that you ironed flat.
Okay.
And then you pin it so it looks like this. And your elastic's in the corner.
Okay.
Then you pull through, and you want to make sure that it's still laying up, so there's not going to be a twist where it'll be pulling in the ear. And then you pin it the other piece in the other corner.
Gotcha. So you're sort of making a semicircle with the elastic inside the mask.
And so then when you like pull it like this, the elastic should be flat.
Huh. Okay.
And then I pull it and hold a pin here
Mm-hmm.
to keep the fabric flat also. And then you do that to the other side. Okay. And then once you're done, you sew here and you pull it flat and sew all the way to here. Double stitching or like back stitching over the elastic to make sure it holds. So you're going to sew here, back stitch over the elastic to make sure it holds all the way across to here, and it'll be flat.
Okay. And you're just making sure not to get the bands in that part that you're sewing.
No.
Except on the end.
They'll be pulled down far enough, if you can like see in there, that it won't hit your sewing. And you only
and that's why you were putting it
right along the edge.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's why you were pinning it, so it wouldn't get stuck in the sewing machine when you sew it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it holds your fabric flatter so that it's easier to sew.
True.
And I just sew along the edge of the presser foot. So that
So you use the presser foot as your seam allowance.
Yeah. And you want to make sure that when you go over this seam that you have in the middle, that it lays flat and it doesn't buckle over.
Okay, it stays pressed open when you sew it.
Yes. So then when you're done, these should be all sewed and this side. And then you go in the little hole that is in the center, and you like put the fabric through it and you pull it through. And it should not come like the seams, because you're kind of pulling a little tight on them. They shouldn't come undone because you back stitched. So that should keep them held together. Then you put your hand in and push out the corners of the elastic. And then your hole will go back to normal because you ironed it before. So it should go back to normal. Like, so your elastic's flat is so it stays flat. So it'll fit around the ear and there won't be a twist in it.
Oh, right. Because people have to wear these behind their ears all day.
Yeah. So then you iron it flat around all four corners, and you want to make sure that you try not to hit the elastic too much so it doesn't like melt.
What?
And then the last part is to make the pleats. And then it gives the directions how to do it, but I think that that's like more difficult. So I just like start and I lay it flat on my measuring table. And I like line it up so that the bottom's on a line, so that every time I like fold it, I make sure that it's still straight and flat and it's not crooked.
So it's like parallel to the lines on your sewing board.
So then I take 1 inch down and I take it. I should probably show you.
Yeah.
And I take the 2 corners and I flip it and I fold it down. I gotta grab my clips. Where are they?
Can you just press it at this point, or?
You can press it or you use pins.
Okay.
But I have these little handy dandy clips.
Okay.
And so you make sure that you clip the fabric that you folded underneath so that it stays. So it should still be pretty straight. So
Okay.
how you get your fold in it, clip both sides. Then I put my fingers up here at where the clips are and I take it and I fold it down again.
Okay.
And then clip or pin. From here to the fold, the bottom fold, it's like 1.5 inches.
And you're going for 3 overall pleats?
Yes. And you want to make sure that your pleats are always down and that there's almost enough more room up here than there is down here, because then it's like easy to know like which way it goes up and down. So it'll go like this.
Okay.
And it will open up. So I'm going to sew that quick.
Okay. Do you have to press it first?
You can. It just makes it flatter if you press it, but I always press it at the end.
Okay.
You can do either, it doesn't matter. And you want to back stitch at the top and bottom. So then you'll have a straight line down the side.
Huh.
And a trick that I learned while doing this is that like it's hard for me to sew like this on the opposite side with my left hand controlling, because I saw that it likes to like curve in and make it like all zigzag. So I actually do it from the same side I did before, but I go up instead. Like for me, that's more helpful because I can like adjust it to make sure that the presser foot goes over it, and I can also make sure that I don't lose control.
Oh, you adjust the presser foot. You don't take the pins out or the clips out?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
I hold it down with my fingers.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because like if this happens where this bump went over, I don't know if you can see that.
Okay.
It got like off-centered. If you put your needle down in the fabric, you can lift up your presser foot and push it back under. That's why I think it's helpful to do it this way.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Then you just hold it down and it'll continue to go over.
I keep being worried about your fingers, but I think you've got it under control, hopefully.
Okay, and so then when you're finished, you want to snip the strings. On the mask. And then when you're done, you can either iron it, or if you need to like wear it right away, then you can do that too. So like this is what it looks like.
Mm,
You want the pleats going down. If you look in the back, you can see the hole
mm.
right there.
Oh, right. Yep. And
And
that's
so
where you
that's
put
how
the.
you know that goes to your face. And you can also put a filter in there if you'd like. And so then that's how you know this is the front, and it'll go like this on your face.
Okay, so the filter is going to go in flat, and then the pleats will be just with the cotton. The filter won't line up with the foldy parts of the fabric. It'll just go in flat.
Yeah, because you'll pull it apart to get it in, and then it should lay in flat and then adjust to how you pull it with your pleats.
Gotcha.
So that's how you do it.
And then the pleats sort of make it fit to the shape of your face a little bit
Yeah.
more. Excellent. Okay.